Chapter 10, Pricing the Menu. In this video, we're going to talk about different ways, different methods to determine how much we should charge for a particular dish. Now, there's no rule that says when you have to do what or how you have to do this. Different people do it different ways. Some people use math, some people don't. We're going to talk about a few ways, not the only ways, but there's many approaches someone could take when pricing the menu. Some people look at other restaurants and try to price with similar prices. Some people just think internally and look at their own costs and revenues and expectations. And some people just put no thought into it and just make up numbers. It really just depends on the individual. So we're going to talk about a few different ways using math. So using what's called the raw food cost, which we've been talking about, the food cost percentage, the markup rate, and what's called the cost multiplier. So a couple of definitions. Number one, the raw food cost. Sorry, this is review. It's the total cost of all the ingredients that are used to make a dish. So if there's a, biscuits and gravy with sausage dish, well, it's the cost of the biscuits, the cost of the flour, the sugar, the yeast, the salt, the sausage, blah, 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 all the ingredients. Okay? The food cost percentage is the relationship or the ratio between the raw, didn't mean to do that. That meant to be a highlighter. The raw food cost, how much it costs you to make the dish, and how much you sell it for, right? Divide those two numbers, multiply by 100 to turn it into a percentage. That's called the food cost percentage. Let's see, next, we've got the markup rate. It's the percent increase from cost to sale price. So for example, you say, oh, I want to make 40% profit on each dish. That would be the markup rate. And we're going to go through problems involving all of these. And then finally, the cost multiplier. This is another method. This is more of a shortcut method. If you want to multiply the number, the cost of the raw food, let's say I want to sell each dish for 3 times what it costs me to make. So you would just take the cost, times it by 3. I guess I said it before I put it on the screen, but again, this method is the least sort of mathematical, least accurate method, but it is the easiest one to use since it's just straight up multiplication. Okay, so we've got finally the last step, the actual price you put on the menu. For example, if you do a calculation and you end up with a number like $18.67 is what we should charge. Maybe you put it on the menu as $18.99 or $18.50 or $19, something, it's very rare you see a random number like $18.67. So let's look at 3 different ways to calculate the menu price. So you're looking for specific keywords in the problem. Okay? We've got method 1, which is the markup rate method. Okay, 2 steps. Determine the cost and then multiply it by the markup rate. Right? And that's $1. So this markup amount, that's dollars, right? Raw cost is dollars. Markup rate is a percentage, right? So dollars plus dollars equal dollars. That's your menu price. The raw cost plus the markup amount will give you the menu price. Next, we've got the cost percentage method. Raw food cost divided by food cost percentage. And that will give you menu price. So this is a dollar amount. The raw food cost is a dollar amount. The menu price is a dollar amount, and the food cost percentage is a percentage. Okay. Finally, we've got method 3, the cost multiplier method. Notice we're starting each method, we're starting with the raw food costs and doing something with that, right? So these are 3 options, 3 things you could do to go from, basically what we're doing is we're starting with the cost and we're coming up with a menu price. And these are 3 ways of doing that. Cost multiplier, raw food cost times the cost multiplier is the menu price.